Okay. I think I'm finally ready to get started. This required more prep than usual because I expect that you'll probably end up in Vallaki in this session, and there's a lot of stuff in Vallaki. That's a lot of stuff to deal with. It should be fun though. How are you guys doing tonight?
Okay.
Doing good. Got my notes and my notes and my notes ready.
I'm thankful for your notes. I tried to go back and figure out what you were messaging about last week. I'm not sure if I found it. I saw something about cards.
I saved it as a highlight on my Twitch channel.
Oh, well, that would have been easier.
I think it's about. It's okay. I did it like a couple days ago, so you might have missed it.
Okay.
But it's like 5 minutes long, something like that.
Okay.
My mic is much too loud. That sounds a little better. Yeah, good. I don't want just like an endless stream of plosives. I don't have a pop filter. At one point I did, but it's so bulky, it gets in the way a lot, and I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, I just have one of those like mesh covers over the mic. Those actual like pop filters that mount in the front of it. Those are yeah, a little intrusive.
Well, one thing you might want to know is apparently Kellen is good at shooting, so you might want to hold on to that gun.
Oh, I am.
Yes, you made some pretty impressive shots last session.
Dang.
We were in a situation where, unfortunately, Janora couldn't really do anything because you were like 1,000 feet away from where combat was happening. But
All of us on land were kind of stuck.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything either.
But guess what? It turns out that rifles have like a 1,200-foot maximum range.
Yeah.
Because yeah, rifles are long-range weapons.
I guess that makes sense as long as you are a good shot.
And that's the point. Apparently, Kellen is. We rolled for you because you had the gun.
Okay. Yeah, somebody gave one to me, I think. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see where we are now.
So, I'm actually going to switch the overlay over. Might as well.
Wow. We traveled quite a bit.
Yes. So between last session and this one, you guys left the village of Barovia, went across this little bridge. At the crossroads here, you rescued a woman from being hanged for being a witch, and led her to safety at the Vistani camp located here. You stayed the night there after Madame Ava read your fortune, and the following morning you set out again on the road to Vallaki, and on the way there you reached this bridge near the waterfall, and you found a box of treasure at the bottom, having climbed 1,000 feet down.
Jeez.
And we're picking up now where you guys have just set off again from the waterfall.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
It's a shame that Osmond and I cannot be in the same session, apparently.
I apparently Hound is just like you with a hat on. In a trench coat.
Have you ever seen both of us in the same place? I don't think so.
It's a split personality that also changes appearance.
I mean, Hound is also in Texas.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
Even more proof. The evidence is mounting up.
Oswald just passed the fuck out from his, 3 levels of exhaustion.
Oh, that's right, you guys are really exhausted.
We're not, he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh, there you go.
I guess
he's
that'll
taking a
be...
nap and we're just carrying him.
Yeah, I guess that'll be our excuse for Oswin not really participating this session. He's gonna hang back with the horses, etc. And, I guess maybe he's, hanging back with Irina, and they're talking about stuff as you travel. He's taking it easy after having been in freezing cold water.
Is Irina the person we rescued?
No, Irina is the woman that you're escorting over to Crest.
Oh, I forgot about her. Okay. Alright, I'm good now.
She's the sister of the man who is now burgomaster of the village.
Right.
And he
The
thinks...
real question is...
Go on.
The real question is she as good as we thought she was in a fight?
She seems competent, but you haven't had a chance to test that yet.
Oh, dang, okay. Fair enough.
So, you have kind of a choice to make now. Based on your map, you know that you could continue following the old Svalich road in a rather circuitous path through the crags around Castle Ravenloft, and around through the forest here to finally reach Vallaki. However, you could potentially go overland more directly if you wanted to, or you could plan some other route. What are you thinking?
Yes, let's head here and then we'll just hang straight to the castle.
Yes, you know that the gates to the Castle Ravenloft are located here.
I'm just afraid that if we go, straight, knowing us, we're gonna get lost.
Yeah.
Unless we follow this river, then get to this lake, and then follow the river again.
That is possible.
It's similarly as circuitous, but at least we avoid the castle. Or at least the gates of it.
Are the gates bad?
You don't know. None of you has been there.
It should be fine, but he has this weird thing with Irina, and
You
getting
meant-
closer to him sounds like a bad idea.
Do you guys bring up the gates in conversation with Oswin and or Irina?
Yes. Because we're looking at a map, I'm guessing, and we're just like,
Yes.
what if we go
Yeah.
here?
Irina says that the last time that she and her brother were in Vallaki, she thinks they took the road all the way, but she was very young, so she can't be sure. Oswin, when he traveled from Vallaki to the village, said that just out of abundance of caution, he steered clear of that area.
Let's maybe avoid it then.
Alright, so direct path then? Or longer path, but we have landmarks, aka this river, to help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with either, especially because we've got our forest ranger. Your terrain is forest, right? Or is it something else for survival?
Oh, convenient. The Forest Temple music just came up.
Are you asking me?
Yes. Because I think rangers have like their favorite terrain.
I don't think his is forest actually.
Oh.
Mine is Underworld.
But I think rangers still get like bonus stuff or like basic exploration regardless.
Okay.
That's just like their thing.
Well, Rangers have good survival skill.
Yeah.
But actually, is mine good?
I think Denora would be in favor of the longer path.
Okay. I'm good
Just
with either.
to avoid potentially getting lost.
Yeah, my survival is pretty decent actually.
Man, would have been nice if I picked Forest, because this natural explorer stuff, yeah, it's really good. Like, you cannot get lost except by magical means.
I mean, if you like, you're welcome to switch that if you think that Forest is going to be more useful to you than Underdark. I don't mind.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Underdark is like a very specific thing that's like, it's like the system of caverns in the hollow earth underground where a bunch of monsters and like dark elves live and spider people.
It made sense for my character, so it's fine.
Okay.
It'll make this more interesting.
You would certainly get bonuses if you went to like underground places.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that like geographically restrictive about it. So if you go spelunking, you'll be good.
If we are apprehensive about the gates, I'm okay with diverting. What is this? West. Following the river, using that as a landmark. I don't know if this would be upstream or downstream, but either way, I don't think we have.
Or could we, option A, follow this? Option B, just straight across. Or option C, we do this, but then we go straight north until we hit the path again? And then do the thing?
Yeah, just keep these woods to our right.
I'm good with either option.
I'm just checking where it sets travel pace. See like how that goes. Because this would be our first attempt at doing that. That's interesting. Oh, good. There's a whole section on becoming lost. Perfect.
Oh boy.
These traps. That's weird. It actually doesn't say. Is that going to be under... Is that going to be in the other book? I don't know. Let's see. I thought it was in that book, but it might be in this one. It is kind of irritating that all of this information is scattered among like 5 different books.
Oh yeah, that's the TTRPG classic.
I like having multiple books, and I like having physical books in general for it, but it does get annoying sometimes. Page 181.
Yeah. What's really fun is when it's level up time and you have to pass around books to everybody who wants to look at everything.
Like, oh, this is your subclass, this is your subclass, and you can grab this book after you're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make a change to this map. I thought this was weird last time, and I still think it's weird. So I'm actually going to say that this map scale is irrelevant, and the actual scale of this map is 1 hex is 1 mile. Because that will make things much easier to calculate. And I also think that that scale, it was a quarter mile. So basically the map is 4 times bigger than it's currently labeled. Because I think it's reasonable for this area to be that big. Because then that would make the distance from Barovia to Vallaki be like, what is that? It's like 40 miles? Something like that? So in 2 days travel, you guys went approximately 20 miles, which is reasonable, I think.
I think 20 miles on foot is pretty standard.
Well, you're on horses, actually.
Oh, that'd be even faster, technically. Well, it depends. But, yeah, I think 20 on foot is the standard. Well, I had to get off the mic for a minute, so I missed a little bit.
That's okay.
But, but yeah, I kind of like the idea of, where's my button? Where is it? Is it? I forget which button makes the arrow show up. Is it tab? No.
We have to be promoted to tab.
Oh, sorry.
Or to ping.
I will fix
That's
that.
so weird. Why is that a permissions thing?
Probably to avoid spam in open multiplayer games?
Yeah, I guess. But I feel like if you're running like a private thing...
The better solution is just, like, don't have an open game. Like, don't just let random spectators join.
Yeah, I mean...
Or just have it be that isn't available to people who have the like, gray spectator color, but is available to people who have an actual color assigned.
Maybe.
There's several ways that this...
Or even just make it an overall, like, room position. Like, this is a room that's guarded with a password. Only friends are gonna join it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I like following this river here, and then keeping the woods to our right until we hit the road, and then just follow the road. If we assume there's nothing concerning here, I don't know what that is, but
yeah. But it feels like
so
the least likely to get lost.
We agree on long way then?
Oh, are you interested in this thing? Because that would be marked on the map.
Sure. That would definitely help with our decision making.
I have no idea what that is.
There's no marking for it. It's not. There's no name listed. But there's a small icon of what looks like a windmill.
Oh. That I have the deed to, maybe. If it's that windmill.
When did you get a deed to a windmill?
I found it in the haunted house and I
got it from the death house.
I looted it.
I wouldn't trust anything we got from that house. But
it's fine, don't worry about it.
No, but I just like it more because it's the least likely for us to get lost. It's like follow river until we see like more open, and then keep forest to our right until we hit road, and then follow road.
Yeah, pretty much. How could we get lost doing that?
With bad rolls.
Okay, so here's the way I'm going to rule things. When you're traveling on the road, you'll be able to travel at just the normal pace of your normal walking speed over time. So the thing for travel pace here gives a couple different paces that you can use. For people who have an ordinary walking speed of 30 feet, you can cover 24 miles in a day or 3 miles an hour. It's assuming that you're traveling in 8-hour increments. If you're not, there's penalties. If you choose to go fast, then you can increase that to 4 miles per hour or 30 miles in a day, but you get a -5 penalty to passive perception when you do that. So you're less likely to notice things as if you're traveling fast. If you travel slow, that reduces you to 2 miles an hour or 18 a day. And if you do that, you're able to use stealth. The stipulation I'm going to make is for horses, as long as you're mounted on a horse, you're able to use a horse's walking speed over that course of time. And horses walk at an average speed of like 4 miles per hour. So, basically, when you have horses, you move fast without having to take the fast penalty. And you could increase a horse to a trot or a gallop if you want to go even faster than that, although then you would be taking penalties. The downside is horses cannot be stealthy. So you can go slow on a horse, but you still won't be able to do stealth.
Okay.
Also,
That's fair.
if you're on mountainous terrain, and I'll tell you if you're going in that direction, horses will be able to travel at only half their normal speed, so it's actively worse to be on a horse when you're in the mountains.
What, you mean we can't Skyrim it?
I was gonna say, like, we can't do Skyrim rules? Just go vertical?
Skyrim has rules?
When you're traveling over, like, either forest or grassland, basically, like, these wilderness areas, general wilderness, humans will travel, or people with a 30-foot movement speed, I mean, will travel by necessity or by default at slow speed, so it reduces you to 20 feet, and thus 2 miles per hour. But horses will be able to maintain what would be a normal speed for walking. So you can travel 3 miles on wilderness or 4 miles on a road if you're on a horse. Dismounted, you and the horse are the same speed in wilderness. It's only horses that have the modification. I will probably forget this system I've just established. But this is what makes sense to me at the moment, so we'll go with that.
Okay.
Alright. Sounds good to me.
I'm going to mark off the windmill on your map, because you now know that that exists. You have no details about it. Nobody's mentioned it so far. I have to reset back to the map like that if I want to update this, which is irritating, but it does at least save these things if I go to the trouble of doing that.
Yeah, irritating, but convenient.
I wish the sync command did that. It seems like that's what that's supposed to be, but it doesn't do that, and I don't know why.
I am wondering if these daft lines are topography, like elevation changes.
Yes, they're meant to be. As you go across these lines, you're getting higher in elevation.
Okay. So there might be some rugged terrain there if we go this way, but that should be okay.
It's somewhat
We're not
rugged in
really-
this area, but it's not mountains.
Yeah, I mean, we're not crossing a bunch of
Imagine,
this.
like, plains with different altitudes.
Yeah.
I'm still favoring mounted normal speed here, then up.
I will note, there is actually mountainous terrain in this area.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm good with that plan.
So you're skirting around the gates by following the river to the west and then heading north to reconnect with the path?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
It'll be a little longer, but we get to avoid the gates.
So
And-
So the distance you're traveling when you do that is, it looks like, assuming you start here. Let me zoom in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's roughly 8 miles west across the wilderness. So, if you're traveling mounted, that's at a standard pace, 3 miles. So it'll take you about 2.5 hours to do that. You follow the river across the land, and eventually you reach the top of the falls, so you've come back around to where you were before, and you can now see all the way down to where you dove. It's quite a long fall. Following the river, you soon reach the edge of the woods. Are you planning to cut through the woods or continue following along the riverbank?
We have greater chance of, well, less chance of getting lost if we just follow the river, I think, than if we try to just jump into the woods here. That's my take.
Same.
I don't have any good place to put this. Your travel up to the woods is uneventful.
Sweet. Okay, so we're at the woods right now, like
Yes,
we're at
you've reached the edge of the woods.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I say, unless there's something noteworthy here, we just keep following the river west until we get to the edge of the woods.
Okay. I would like you guys to make a survival check. Who is leading the party through the woods?
Well,
I'm thinking Kellen's the ranger. I'm the one who has lived in wood areas, so I'd be helping him out, but he'd be guiding us.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Because
That
I'd
is
be like,
reasonable.
oh, that's I could see signs of things that I might remember from living in the woods, but overall it's gonna be Kellen leading us.
this is where I used to go to school. All right, survival. It's a bonus of 5. Okay. That is a 14.
Okay. So, you managed to follow along the riverbank without inadvertently leading your horses to fall into the river. And you follow it on for another few miles or so out to the edge of the forest. Following the river, it's fairly easy to get through here. The land before you quickly rises up in steep slopes toward a craggy, mountainous area. You suspect that the source of this river lies in that direction, and that's where this is on your map. Far to the south, you can see the towering peak of Mount Gacchus, which dominates this southern mountain range.
Oh, I see. All right. Excellent. Well, as tempting as it is to climb that summit, let's head north, I think.
Okay. So now I would like you to make a different survival check. How are you attempting to navigate toward the road?
So these woods will stay to our east here, to our right. And then I guess just hold north once we reach the northern edge of the woods there. Just trying to use guide points so we're not just in open terrain. But I will make another check. This is going to be a zinger. Oh yeah, 10.
So, unfortunately for you, your map is slightly wrong. You follow along the path that you expect to be let out by this forest. However, it seems that this forest has overgrown some since this map was drawn, and you've been you've been traveling for about 2 hours. So you expect that you've gone about 6 miles from where you were. The forest is still to the east of you. However, you aren't certain where you are on the map. Had you been where you expected to be, you think you should have reached the road by now, but you have not.
Great. Do we see any other landmarks besides the woods?
Make a perception check.
Alright, let's see. I forget what my bonuses are. Perception. Okay, perception's not bad. 18 perception.
Oh, very nice. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, let's have that one. By reckoning from the sky, or by reckoning from the position of the sun in the sky, you can tell that this thing is to the north of you. Several hundred yards away, through the fog, you see a flickering torchlight.
Torchlight. Okay. What is it still daytime?
Yes.
Okay.
Although it's been 4 hours now, so it's late afternoon at this point. Also, a light rain has begun to fall. Hence the fog.
Torchlight.
We can head towards it, or we could have one or two of us stealth towards it.
Yeah. I'm not very stealthy, actually. So
I am.
that's gonna be on one of you folks.
Yeah, I can do stealth if that's what we want to do. Don't know if anyone else is aside from not you.
I got +2, but not that good.
What is it? I either have a +5 or a +6. Let me check. But
Oh.
I'm good at stealth. Yeah, I got a +6. So I can definitely help with the stealthing.
Nice.
So if we want to scout it, I guess I can dismount and scout ahead.
Okay. I would like you to make a stealth check. Okay, 13. You follow keeping low and close to the brush as you keep your eye on the distant torchlight. It flutters as it moves away from you, but you never lose sight of it as you follow. You make your way quickly but cautiously through the fog and the underbrush until you come upon, in a small clearing in the woods, the shell of a ruined tower. The upper floors of the structure have collapsed, leaving heaps of rubble and shattered timber around the tower's base. The feeble light moves through an open doorway on the ground floor, then flickers and goes out.
Okay. I'm sure this is fine. I'll double back and tell them what I saw.
Is it just you who went?
Yeah.
Okay. Very well. What does the rest of the party think?
I think we should go because we're maybe lost in the woods and torchlight is indication of human activity.
Or a trap.
Yeah.
Alistair?
Yeah, I mean... I'm not pleased going somewhere where we could fall to a trap, but seeing as we're in our current predicament, I have no other objections.
Because we don't even know what this is. Like, it's described as a tower? Is that all we know?
A ruined tower.
Yeah.
Ruined tower? So, I mean, it could be...
The windmill.
It could be the windmill. I doubt it's the gates. I feel like those would be better maintained. But the windmill is so, like... I know our map is incorrect, but the windmill seems like it's so out of the way that I could see that falling into disuse.
Well, you've been going for... You were traveling for about... 2 hours until this point. So you should have expected to have gone about 6 miles. Which would be far enough to get to this if you were just going as the crow flies. So it's conceivable that it could be the windmill. That's not out of the question. I mean, you might be wrong, but it is not an impossible thing. It's also not impossible that you're seeing part of this gatehouse. Neither of those is geographically impossible for this situation. It could also be none of those things.
And also, just to double check that I'm understanding it right, I never saw who or what was carrying the torch. I just followed the torch itself.
You only saw a torchlight. You didn't see a bearer.
I will defer to the people who are who have been here before or who live here to see how they feel about this. So,
I think it's likelier to be the windmill or something else, because we did get to this part pretty successfully, so we would have gone past this gate. Because if it was overgrown, it would just keep going more here rather than like being cut.
Also, the deed to the windmill was in the death house, which we know was going on for more than a couple centuries, so it's fair to assume that it could have very easily fallen into disrepair.
Okay. Isn't that murder house part of Strahd's thing? Wasn't that under his control or under his spell? So maybe he's trying to goad us into checking this thing out.
No, it was more of they were obsessed with him, and he was just like, he knew about them, and he kind of hated one of the guys because he wrote a pretty bad letter.
Okay.
I mean, Strahd's typical attitude toward anything is bemused derision.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to check it out, I'm fine with that. But I'm also fine staying the course. Of course, if we do investigate this, it might help orient us a bit, even if we don't really care what it is. Discovering.
Worst case, we at least, worst or best case, I don't know which would. Either way, we'd have another landmark.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm more on board with at least going to it.
I'm cool with that too.
I'm gonna stay behind you guys because I'm not stealthy. So. Yeah. We don't know what we're gonna find there.
Okay, I guess we're going back then.
Hopefully not a murder windmill.
One sec, I'm just getting a couple things set up. This is not something that I had particularly planned. But I like it, so I'm gonna go with it.
Sounds like a normal D&D session.
Very much so.
We like to make Kirk improvise, it's fine. We do it a lot.
Well, fortunately, this isn't actually improvisation. I'm just doing something that's in the book, not in the place where I would originally have expected it.
I see.
No, so it's like, would have happened here, but let's just move it here.
You're sequence breaking. It's a speed run.
Why don't we take this in-game event?
You're taking damage to save
somewhere
time.
else.
Shout out to Simple Flips. What game does Simple Flips play? I've heard that reference, but I don't actually know who that is.
Probably one of the popular ones, Mario 64 or something.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, fortunately for you guys, this area actually has a map.
Oh.
So I'm gonna blindfold you in case there are spoilers on this map.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
1 sec. I just want to make sure I'm not giving away anything.
And before we accidentally stumbled across like the final boss already.
Yes, you
Strahd
ran across
looms over.
Ravenloft.
We
it's
somehow
seen better
made it
days.
to the castle. We've gotten completely turned around. We're screwed, guys.
Okay, scaling is correct. Perfect. And yeah, there's
It's fine, we can handle it. I'm real good at cheating his hand off.
Yeah, the last time he did it was good, but he kind of just grew another one. I don't really know what we're gonna do about that part of it.
And he's kind of more interested
We'll
in
wing
you
it,
now.
nothing to worry about.
Yeah, go
Incidentally,
ahead. You.
Oswin is staying back with Irina in order to protect her while you guys explore this place.
What a gentleman.
We said Kellen is keeping rear watch, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah, I will do that.
And I guess Janora is leading.
I guess I'd be leading since I found the place.
Okay. Very well. I will unblindfold you now.
Oh, what is this?
Oh,
Oh, God.
This is a lovely something, all right.
this is certainly a map.
If it wasn't for the fact that I'm on this map, it's really cool.
I know, right?
So, is anyone in this party, like, particularly religious?
Definitely not my guy.
Alistair, I wouldn't call him devout, but he certainly believes. He's a believer, if nothing else.
Okay. I would like you to make a religion check with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
Disadvantage.
I think my intelligence is kinda okay. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst. It is, however, disadvantaged. But we'll see how it goes. It's 11, it's over 10, I'll take it.
That's good for disadvantage, yeah.
You have a bad feeling about this, but you can't put your finger on anything in particular.
I got a bad feeling.
Incidentally, by the time you have reached this place, it's now sunset. The rain is
Oh,
still
great,
coming.
even better.
Better.
The rain is still coming down. In fact, you notice the rain seems to be picking up a bit.
Oh.
The ground
Let's go,
become
rain.
the path that leads to this place appears to have been man-made at one time, but it's totally disused and it's quite muddy and treacherous. There are occasional cobblestone tiles lodged in the earth, but they do more to hinder you than help.
Wind's howling.
A storm. Damn.
By the way, as you approach the place, make a perception check, Janora.
Oh boy.
Your only hope.
This is sight,
You
if
do
it
it.
matters. Actually, this should be with... No, it shouldn't be with disadvantage. Actually, you know what? You're in dim light, and also it's raining, so yes, this is in fact with disadvantage.
I can see in dim light.
To what range?
60 feet?
Okay, yeah, I'll give that to you. Very well. Not disadvantaged.
Come on, Janora.
It's very nice that I can measure range on the map. That is a cool thing to be
Yes.
able to do. Just
It's nice
arbitrarily.
not to eyeball it.
Well, I would have had to count it, is the thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's a number.
You notice in your...
Remember that happened.
as you're talking to your friends, you notice out of your peripheral vision the briefest flicker of light. When you turn toward the ruined tower, you could swear you see the light again in the doorway, but when you take another look, it's gone.
I'm gonna point that out to the others.
Janora, what do your dwarf eyes see?
Place is haunted, blowing it up.
Okay, but see, this is why I think dark vision is better than the like warlock magic vision stuff. I saw a light there for a sec, I think, I don't know. When I got here earlier, I followed the light and it went out in there. And I swear I just saw it for a second.
Yes,
So-
that's not ominous at all.
So there was a light and now it's not.
Seems like it.
Are there any
Oh,
lights
boy.
left now? Are we completely in the dark?
I've never felt so alone in the dark. Actual line from that game. Can't believe they did that.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know about this. Ugh.
To be honest, I don't think this is a great place to be either, but
Well, what do we do, Barovia people?
How do you do, my fellow Barovians?
Who has the best hearing?
What?
Alistair for sure.
Yeah, probably me
Yep.
with.
Alistair, make a perception check based on hearing.
Yay. So that's a plus 8.
8. Good grief.
23 for hearing.
As the dusk begins to fade into night, you can hear the ominous rumble of thunder in the distance.
Something is definitely amiss in this place. I'm just not sure what.
Are we about to run into some cultists again?
it's entirely possible. Either way, it seems like whoever or whatever's in there is most likely alerted to us being here.
It is what it seems like. Either they're trying to hide, or they're trying to lure us. Well, if they're alerted to us, it may be pointless to try to sneak up here.
So should we just keep our guard up and slowly approach?
I will say I do have 90 feet of dark vision, but I don't know if I want to go first because I'm so squishy.
Yeah, that's fair. Also,
Um,
damn, 90 feet, GG.
Wow, yeah, you have 90 feet of dark vision? That's cool.
it's an additive thing. Like I had 2 different things that give dark vision, and one of them said if you already have dark vision, then it's 90 instead of 60.
Wow, neat.
Something
That's
like
cool.
that.
That is a cool ability.
So If it were daytime, I would say we could split up, but because it's nighttime, I don't want us getting separated. So I think whatever we do, we have to stay together.
Especially when only two of us can only really see well, although one of us doesn't know that.
I can make it spooky.
Oh man. Let me see. Is there only one path up here? I think there is. So there's only one.
Make a survival check.
I suppose we could climb, but that would make more noise. All right, survival.
You have long dark vision, so this is totally fine.
21 for survival.
Okay, so you stray off into the woods for a little while, scouting ahead to survey this area, and you note that this road that you're on curves around back here, and then goes up a slight incline up to this building's sole entrance. You presume that this was a defensive feature. That is, you build this on a hill and then you carve out a single path so that anybody trying to attack it would have to go that one way. Thus, you could more easily defend it. The rock wall on the opposite side of this building is significantly more rugged and would take a great deal of effort to scale up. This structure is approximately 40 feet off the ground at its base. So this is a pretty steep incline that you're going up here. You note, however, that because of the way it's carved out, the difference in height is not so great along this area. And so, if you can make your way through the brush here, it might be possible to at least cut off this part of the trip and climb straight up there. Although, in this weather, you're not sure whether that would be safe. The ground is growing quite wet.
Yeah, that's the problem, is the rain would make climbing pretty difficult. Especially on stone. Well, I hate to get funneled into a trap here, but
do you want me to turn into a spider and check?
Turn into a spider.
A giant spider.
Giant spider.
Yes.
Oh no, is Kellen afraid of spiders?
Well, I didn't have that as part of his backstory, but it's a good thing that he was warned this time.
Yes, another shapeshifter among the group.
Okay, yeah, all I can do is disguise myself as another person, not a creature, so I think perhaps, well, I don't know. I would hope that would give us a better edge. I feel like we need more information before we try to climb up this thing.
Well, yes, just an option.
Okay, well, as much as this disturbs me, I think it may be useful here. I don't want to walk up this until I have a better idea of what's on top, of who is on top.
If that's a thing you can do, then I don't see why not.
Okay, so I will go up ahead, and if I see that there's nothing wrong, I will shoot a web towards you. Okay? As a signal.
Okay. Oh man.
Are you spooked yet? Man, I don't even have to do my job. You guys are gonna spook each other. It's terrific.
Yes. Okay. I will spend a wild shape, and I'm gonna turn into a giant spider.
Vesper, you make the ritual motions, and the rest of the party watches as your form twists and contorts, and two more pairs of limbs grow out of your torso. You double over and become slowly covered in hair. You are now a giant spider.
Going to wave one arm at the guys, and then make my way.
You skitter along the path.
Yep.
Where are you going?
I want to check closer. Could I try to be stealthy and make my way up? Like,
Certainly.
make my way up here.
So as a spider, you would have a climbing speed, and so you're not going to need to make the check to get up
Spider
this.
climb. Spider can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings,
Correct.
without need to make it a check.
Yep. So you skitter along and climb up onto the stairway here. Make a stealth check. Do spiders get a stealth bonus? I don't actually know what the
I
rule
believe
is.
giant spider. For my time playing as a druid, I do believe spiders have a pretty good stealth.
I can just draw the monster card 1 sec. I assume you inherit the stat line of the basic monster that it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything except for your wisdom and intelligence
Sure.
changes to the monster.
Yeah, it looks like I've got a +3.
So it'd be your wisdom skill, but if the spider might have.
Yeah, wisdom, or the spider's better than me.
But stealth is dex. So,
Yes.
Yep.
yeah, it would in fact be +7 is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you just get stealth with +7.
No fair, the spider is 1 point better than me at stealthing.
+3, right?
Also, given the darkness and general cover and the fact that you are black and are now blending in, roughly, spiders are kind of hard to see outdoors at night in the rain, you're going to have advantage on this check.
Huzzah.
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Don't mind that one.
Oh, it's fine. The roll you got there would have been fine.
Oh, 7.
That's
Oh,
also
sweet.
still not correct. Your
Yeah,
advantage at
you're-
+7.
Yeah, I fix
Oh.
how you roll.
It's +7? Really?
Yes,
Yes.
giant spiders have a +7 to stealth.
Okay. Click the
Ah,
right
There you go.
one.
There you go.
Now for real.
That is a
Nice.
much more reasonable roll. Okay. I have to check what this thing's passive perception is.
I don't like that he said think.
No, okay. So you manage to crawl up to here. So far as you can tell and detected, you don't disturb anything. When you reach the top area of this tower, you can see through some of the cracks and missing stones in the wall. This tower was once relatively tall. I'm going to say like 70, 80 feet. A decent, like, watchtower. You expect that this was probably built rather a long time ago, maybe as like a local watchtower for the town of Vallaki, or possibly Barovia, you're not sure. It has, however, long since been ruined, and you can see shattered wooden planks strewn across the floor of the place. The only object that isn't in total disrepair is like a large wooden trunk or footlocker that you can see sort of half buried under some rubble. There was a set of stairs that once led up in a spiral toward the next floor, but the stairs have long since rotten away, and the inside of this tower is now just a sheer stone wall. Even then, the top of it has crumbled. What remains is only about 30 or 40 feet. The interior seems deserted.
Okay. I want to scout around for any creatures or humans.
Okay, that is broad. Make an investigation check.
Okay.
Is that what that would be? I'm not sure. I sometimes forget which one is which
This
for these
investigation
things. It might
or
this might very well be perception.
Perception.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, this is definitely investigation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, alrighty. I am fine with that.
Also, are you comfortable with entering the structure?
Could I... I'm a spider. Could I, like, climb vertically and go peekaboo?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
look?
You have. If you don't want to enter through the door, you have the ability to do otherwise. You just
Yeah,
have
I'd
to tell
like
me
to, like-
which area you'd like to enter.
I'm just gonna... Since I'm here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna, like, move vertically upwards until I can, like, just peek down. But I'm gonna
Okay.
try to stay as small formed and unnoticeable as I can be. I will roll investigation first. 8.
From this perspective, the tower doesn't seem any different than it did when you were on the ground level. You once again don't see any signs of habitation.
Okay. Well,
Incidentally, the rain is coming down inside this structure as well. It would offer no shelter from the weather, although it would at least offer some shelter from the wind, were you to stay here.
well, either I'm blind as a bat or there's nothing wrong. So I am gonna go back to, like, let's see, what's the distance? Well, I guess I'll go back to, like, here, and then I'm gonna shoot a web to the others and say, I think it's fine, essentially.
Okay, make a ranged web attack.
Okay.
It's a +5.
5 to hit.
Also, you'll have advantage because you're just aiming to be seen.
7.
So roll again and see if you get better than a 7.
$20.
A little
Okay.
better.
Is 20 higher than anyone else than someone else in the party's passive perception? I assume it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not sure what passive yes. I found it.
Okay, in that case you can all see it.
Okay, well, shall we climb?
I guess so.
I'm gonna hide in the bushes and wait.
I totally forgot that I can create a cloud of fog to conceal our approach, but this works too. In fact, this is probably better than that. Because we'd still be approaching blind. Okay.
Guess we're starting to climb.
Okay. So, Jinora, you're leading?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you just gonna follow this path around?
I would think so, because I don't think she really would see any other ways.
As you get closer to this area, You note that the rain is beginning to make the cobblestones on the ground much more slippery than usual. I would like you to make an acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Alright, I am good at those. Or not.
You trip and fall on your face.
Oh,
Ouch.
Ow.
Take 1 damage. You're bruised, but not injured. Following your lead, the rest of your party notes to avoid the cobblestones on the rest of the way up, and so you're able to make it up to the doorway without, or at least up to Vesper without incident. Assuming that's what you're doing.
I gonna pop out of the bush the moment I see Janora and wave like a giant spider.
Janora, are you afraid of spiders?
With how long she's lived just like in the streets, no, I don't think she is.
Okay. Then you will not need to make a charisma save against fear.
Like how Vesper's still in spider form unnecessarily. Like, after.
Maybe she just likes it.
Maybe.
It's fun to
Also,
be a
like,
spider.
We're not in a totally serious encounter or anything. We could totally be silly, jump out and scare our friends.
Hey,
If the
Vesper
GM
did
isn't
a
going to
great-
give us interesting things to interact with, we'll create them.
Vesper thought she did a great job at scouting. She found nothing. It's perfectly safe. She doesn't know that she rolled a 7.
Alright, this will be great. Alright. Do we have to make the acrobatics roll too?
No.
Okay. I guess we saw it.
Yeah, you saw what happened to Junora, and you are more careful.
Okay.
Unless there's a reason that you wouldn't be. If you want to make the check, you can.
Yeah, I'll play it safe because I've only got 19 hit points. I can't just gamble them away on
Good
looking
plan.
cool.
A single one is very important for you.
Yeah. That's over 5% of my health.
Correct.
Oh god.
Yeah, well, you guys make it up here.
Hooray.
Alright, let's scope it out. It's nighttime anyway, so might be a decent place to camp. It's a kind of functions as a watchtower.
Make a survival check.
13?
Yeah, it's reasonable. You think that this actually would be a decent place to make camp. The pathway leading up to this place is fairly treacherous, and there's really only one way in, so it would be relatively easy to keep watch here. And
Right.
although the structure is hollow at the top, it still would keep the wind away. So provided you could protect yourself from the rain, or if the rain stops, it would be reasonably comfortable to camp here.
Okay, well, what do y'all say we try to make some sort of shelter here? At least from the rain a little bit. See what we can find laying around to put something together and start taking watch. Unless we want to scope it out further. But I'm pretty sure the spider checked everything.
It's okay, her spidey senses were fine. You checked it all out.
Totally.
Alright.
Yeah.
She's gonna put 2 of her legs up and nod.
Nod the spider head.
Yes. In agreement.
Just waiting for
So
her to try to give us a thumbs up, but then she realizes she can't.
So, just so that we don't ignore this, Oswin and Irina are still out this way with the rest of your horses. Are you gonna signal to them to follow you this way and lead your horses up to here so that they can stay with you?
I think that would be best.
That would probably be a good idea, so we're not separated.
By what means are you signaling them?
I'll shoot another web.
Would they know that that's a signal from you? You guys went exploring this place before, you made any arrangements about that.
Oh, I thought they were with us. Okay.
Anyone want to write a note for the spider to give to the people who don't know Vesper can turn into a spider?
Yeah, they probably have no idea.
Or
Dang it.
can the dwarf ride the spider?
I hate that my mind also went there.
I don't know, can she? Let's see. A giant
Is there
spider is... what
Animal
size?
handling?
It doesn't say what size a giant spider... Oh, yes, it's large. I guess, yes, you can, because you're at least one size category smaller, right? That's how that works?
I'm medium.
You would have to make an animal handling check, not because Vesper is unwilling, but because you're unused to riding a spider.
Yeah, I would think so.
And given that it's, dark and raining, you're going to have disadvantage on that check. But you were welcome to try.
She's gonna help and just stay as still as possible.
Okay. I'm gonna have that count as a use of your guidance cantrip, so that will add d4 to the check. Best way to do this is going to be to do d20 plus d4, and then do that twice and take whatever one's worse.
Alright, fair enough.
Otherwise, the advantage system will make that
Yeah.
uncomfortable. Has its limitations. So we have 8. Hopefully that's not the best one. Yeah, okay. So you got an 8. You try to mount up on Vesper's back, or thorax, abdomen. I don't really know spiders. I don't want to think about spiders anymore. I hate spiders. You aren't able to get a good grip and slip off.
Well, at least we got some amusement out of it.
Vesper's going to check how Janora's doing in spider form. Are you okay?
You can't speak. You're a spider.
I'm not, but she's just gonna convey that through spider charades.
Can you?
I'm gonna
It's just gonna be random wiggling.
and
Okay.
gently rub Janora's back with one of your long spider
Yeah.
arms.
Think cat, but spider.
Uh-huh. Vesper, does some weird spider movements and, touches you. And you don't know what that means, but it's something.
But you certainly conveyed something.
You pick yourself up
Yeah.
in general
That's going in the
confusion.
back of the brain to process later. It's fine. What if we send my pet mouse with a note? Maybe a bit less terrifying than the giant spider?
Is your pet mouse not going to, get lost? Will it know where it's going?
Fair.
I don't know how it works. If you think so, then sure.
I don't know, it's
Try
just a
it.
pet mouse. I don't have any other description for it because it was a background thing.
I'll be back in a little bit. I gotta check on the little one. Looks like he woke up.
Oh no.
Be right back.
Okay.
I think I would also just be more afraid of the mouse being eaten by a stray like anything.
Not fair.
Yeah, a mouse is like the opposite of an apex predator. Apex prey. Nader prey.
He's at the top of the bottom of the
do we
food
just
chain.
stick a note on the spider then and hope for the best?
Okay, just in the interest of moving things along, I'm going to rule that yes, that works. They are surprised to see a giant spider show up, but it acts friendly and shows them a note, and they are confused by this, but nevertheless they go along with it, and sooner rather than later, the rest of your party arrives, and you get your horses tied up to the stones.
Boy, am I glad they didn't just shoot the spider as it started getting closer to them.
Okay, so as you guys set up camp, are you going to make an effort to protect yourselves from the rain in some way? If so, how?
I would think so.
Do you have tents?
I do not.
I could grab, like, sizable pieces of branches that have been broken off and maybe web them together.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable. What would the check be for trying to do that? What do you think?
I personally would probably say survival.
Yeah, probably. Go ahead and make a survival check as your spider form.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I think that uses your wisdom, so
Yep.
should be just the same as you.
That's this one, and go. For 15.
Okay. Using your webs, you are more or less able to sort of lash together some broken planks and branches from trees and such, and assemble it into sort of a makeshift structure around here. At least enough to protect you from the rain. Also, hello, Redline. It'll be an uncomfortable night, but at least you won't be wet. Any more so than you already are.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Are you guys going to do anything else while you're here?
Did we get our friends up here?
Yeah, they're all here.
Okay.
So Oswin is with you.
What a piece of junk!
Wild shape duration is done for, so I will become human again.
How did you enjoy being a spider? Was it everything you hoped and dreamed?
The party will see that Vesper is, like, sad because she's not a spider anymore.
I'm very happy with my arena miniature.
Yeah, it looks quite nice.
I'll just go, well, that was fun.
I'm trying to imagine a chipper spider. Okay, so I can actually do something useful here.
Okay, what's that?
I have a alarm spell which will alert us if something approaches in case whoever's on watch doesn't see it.
Yeah, alarm real good.
A door, window, or an area within range, no larger than a 20-foot cube. Until the spell ends, alarm alerts you whenever a tiny or larger creature touches or enters the warded area. You can designate creatures that won't set off the alarm. And you can choose whether it's mental or audible. Cool. So I think we should do that if we're going to stay here. And then that way we don't have to, like, you know, be super, super focused and alert. So, using spells, I'm not very familiar with this process.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's got components. It's got 8-hour duration, and that's all it looks like it's required. I don't think I have to make a roll for it.
What does the alarm sound like when it goes off, by the way? Or what does it do when it goes off?
A mental alarm alerts you with a ping in your mind if you are within 1 mile of the warded area. It awakens you if you are sleeping. An audible alarm produces the sound of a handbell for 10 seconds within 60 feet.
Which of those do you want?
I prefer the mental alert, I think.
Okay.
So,
very well.
I guess.
While the rest of the party prepares to sleep for the night, you start work on the alarm sigil. So you make the appropriate gestures and inscribe your arcane mark onto the stone wall with a chisel. When you snap your fingers, it begins to glow faintly green.
Cool.
Mentally, you indicate... so, it's... when you create the symbol, it begins to ping. So, you mentally will each of the members of your party to no longer trigger the thing. So, you look over at Vesper, and then you look over at Alistair, and then you look to Janora, and you look to Oswin and Irina. And then you remember to include yourself, of course.
Now, if any of you feels uppity and wants to shapeshift, let me know first.
But the pinging continues.
Great. So there's someone I've not accounted for here. Okay. Assuming nobody's asleep yet, I'm gonna...
The party's settling in for the night, but nobody's asleep yet.
I'm just gonna get their attention and be like, okay, there is something or someone else here that we have not noticed yet.
Make an Arcana check.
Sure. Arcana. Okay. It's not...
With advantage, because this is a spell that I presume you have used before and are familiar with.
Alright.
Oh, you'll need some d20s.
Yeah, oh. There. So...
There you go.
Oh.
It'll now choose the better of the two.
Wow, that is almost the same.
Also, I'm sorry I rolled so badly for you. You're welcome to re-roll it yourself.
You know what? I will.
That's better.
Oh, jeez, that's a stark difference. Okay.
So, you're not particularly used to using this spell when people other than you are around, because most of the time, when you've been using it, it's when you're traveling in the wilderness and don't want to be interrupted while you're sleeping or whatever. It's a way of protecting yourself. You think you know how to successfully, tag someone else not to ping it. And you're reasonably confident that you did that correctly. So you think you are in fact right to be suspicious of this. If it's still pinging after knocking out everybody else, then there's got to be something else here.
All right, very well. So I will inform the party of this, that we have another presence in the area that we have not yet identified, based on what I have noticed here. So I'm going to ask Vesper, are you sure you saw nothing else, no signs of life, no evidence of something else here?
I looked around, but I may have overlooked something.
Well, we did notice a torchlight going out upon our approach, so it's possible that something is hiding from us very well.
That's what I figure.
Now, that could be because this something doesn't want to... It could be this thing is trying to hide from us because it's afraid of us, or... who knows? But I don't know if it's friendly yet.
You note that whatever this thing might be, it has so far allowed you to enter the tower and set up a camp.
Right. So it could be docile, it could be indifferent to us, but it makes me uneasy either way.
Vesper is
So-
gonna scoff laugh. And
Scoff.
she'll say, "This is Barovia. Nothing is docile."
Well, I guess that settles that. I guess we have to be on alert.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have any other magic to help here, other than using my eyeballs. My investigation's not that great, but I could try it. Well, we do know that the alarm radius is, what did it say?
20 feet.
20,
It
no
covers
larger
this.
than 20-foot cube.
It covers this whole area.
Okay. So, what does the group want to do? Do we want to ignore this, or do we want to keep searching? What do we think is best?
I mean, it's dark, so, and raining shit still, right? So, our best bet might be sleeping in shifts.
Keep watch.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll stay here first, and since I have good dark vision, I guess I'll start and alert the rest of you if something happens.
Okay. Well, so you guys stay the night. You rest for 8 hours, and you take watch in shifts. Your watches are uneventful. This counts as long rest in an unsecured location, so you are welcome to roll as many hit dice as you want. You regain 1, and you can prepare any new spells that you choose.
Does this help with Oswin's exhaustion for, like, next game?
It will. So this will clear 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay.
A full secured long rest would cure all exhaustion, but
Yeah.
unsecured will cure 1 level. Dawn breaks the following morning, and it is, you note, a rather miserable morning.
miserable morning.
The area surrounding you is still fairly hazy with fog following the night's rain. However, when you wake, it is... the skies are at least clear of rain. I would like whoever it has the last watch to make a perception check.
I suppose I could have been the last one on watch because I don't have dark vision.
You don't have dark
so
vision,
I would have
right?
waited. Yeah, so I've waited until it's earlier. What did you want the roll again, Kirk?
Perception. Sight.
All right, sight. Okie dokie. Oh no, I don't want the D10 anymore. 14.
As you look around, you take advantage of the higher ground to try and get an idea of where you might be. And you are, in fact, able to see, somewhat in the distance to the north, the outline of a windmill. It's approximately 5 miles away from you, you would guess. Which would put your location here, more or less. What you suppose happened is that the woods have grown out onto these hills since this map was made, and so in following the hills, it inadvertently led you off to the west. So you now have a reasonably good idea of where you are. Also, it's now the next day, so I need to increment that. So the rest of your party wakes, and are you going to make any provisions or something?
Was my alarm going off the whole night? Because it's an 8-hour duration.
Yes.
Okay.
It continued pinging all night.
Perhaps the structure is alive.
Carved out of the very living rock, as they say.
Yes. Well, yeah, I can't think of
Had to plug in my
anything in
mouse.
particular to do. I'm a little surprised nothing happened here. But hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Alright, I think from here we just head north as best we can now that we have the sun again. We can go by that. And just hike until we hit road. Surely the road hasn't changed. I mean, the forest did, but I doubt the road's any different.
But do we want to risk being followed?
Followed by whatever is here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it wanted to do something to us, it had every opportunity to during the night. I mean, I don't like it, but it doesn't seem to have a problem with us.
Fair enough.
Or it doesn't even know we're here. I mean, it's hard to say. How about the rest of you? Shall we get a move on, or do we need to do something else before we continue?
Well, apparently whatever was looking at us came over here now because Dinky's barking at nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we get a move on then, unless there's, unless the sun and the daylight reveals more about this place that we didn't see during the rainy night. So unless there's something new to see here under these circumstances, I think we can move along.
There is this.
There is, yes, there is still the footlocker buried under rubble that you have not explored.
Well, I did not notice that.
We can
All
always
right.
try to grab that. See what's in it.
No, I'm paranoid that it's a mimic.
You know what? I think it is.
Because it was pinging the entire night.
Yes.
When that thing attacked us.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm not touching it. But the rest of you feel free.
Loot? Nah. See ya. We're gonna do nothing.
No thanks. I choose life.
I don't know. I feel like at least some people in this party would go for it, considering they just dove 1,000 feet in cold water the last session.
I mean, maybe they've learned their lesson.
I learned my lesson.
Well, I'll be happy to watch.
I think the noise is different.
Hound probably would have opened it right now.
I would have opened it by now.
That's probably true, but Hound is not here.
Yep.
And what of Alistair?
Yeah, he already said he wasn't indulging you people again after the last chest incident.
Half of us were innocent, thank you.
If one of you wants to investigate, Alistair will be ready with his sword in case it is a mimic, but he's not touching it himself.
Well, I am relieved and disappointed at the same time. But don't worry, there'll be
Just throw
other
like a
opportunities.
range thing at it, see if that counts. Like, I have fucking darts for whatever, because starting monk shit with that way.
Darts,
What if
what
we
are they
just-
good for? Absolutely this? How are
What
you
if we
doing
just-
that?
I would assume just throw the dart at the chest and see if something happens.
Okay. You throw a dart at the chest. The dart sticks in it. It's made of wood.
It's a gazebo.
You know, it's starting to feel that way, isn't it?
I think that's exactly what happened in the gazebo story. They threw like a poison dart at it.
And then they ran
And they're
away.
They're like, it does nothing. It's a gazebo.
I mean, if I had more than like the small amount of bullets I had, I would just shoot it.
What if we stood a long way back and just threw a giant rock at it from afar? Just all together,
Man,
you
the
know,
paranoia
each...
is real at this party.
I am in favor of giant rock plants. It sounds fun.
How am I ever gonna get you guys to go to Castle Ravenloft?
Oh, you won't.
We'll end up there unintentionally because we're stupid.
You'll trip and fall up 100 flights of stairs to a castle.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like the Mario backwards long jump up the...
Yes.
It's like we're trying to jump away and then we end up scooting all the way up.
Shout out to Simple Flips.
Simple flips. Okay. Yeah, the only way I'm going to interact with this is from afar, and that means throwing stuff at it or maybe lighting it on fire.
Okay.
You also have a gun. You could shoot it.
Yeah, would it do much? I feel like it might. I don't know.
It's like 1d8 damage.
I can't believe we're doing this.
No, I'm not gonna shoot it. I think I'm resolved with ignoring the mimic chest.
Fair enough, then we can leave.
I'm just nervous because of the reputation I've heard about this campaign. All right. Last call.
Oh, for the love of... I'm opening it. Fuck it.
Okay.
We're not getting anywhere otherwise. Just
Alistair, you lift one of the beams off of it and kneel down. The footlocker is padlocked, however, it's long since rusted and useless, and even pulling on it gently causes it to snap off. You easily throw the footlocker open. On the inside are some scraps of rotted wood and leather, and at the very bottom you can see like a fairly large bundle.
I guess I'll grab the bundle.
Okay. You pull it up and out, and you recognize it as a sword. It's an arming sword. It's wrapped in some ragged cloth.
Unravel the sword?
It's of reasonably high quality. Stat-wise, it would be a longsword. And it doesn't appear to have dulled with however old it is. Although it is most definitely old.
Cool. Well, it had a sword in it.
Can I do an Arcana check on it? I was lurking, but I was listening in.
What exactly are you looking for?
Oh, on the sword.
No, I mean, what are you looking for by doing an Arcana check?
Is it magical?
Okay, sure. Make your Arcana check.
Found nothing.
It's a sword.
None.
I can guarantee you this is a sword.
I guess we can leave now.
Yes, let's go.
Alistair, what do you do with the sword?
I just keep it on my person.
Where?
I presume it is in a sheath.
No,
Oh,
it
no,
is
it wasn't.
not.
It was wrapped
It was
up.
wrapped
You're
in
right.
rags. There's not really, like, sword-shaped spaces in a backpack, I don't think.
No, I suppose not. Random question: does anyone have an extra sheath laying about that probably doesn't fit this sword? Because otherwise, I don't want to just hold it until, you know.
I mean, I guess you could, like, put it in a horse's saddlebag, probably. It just
Okay,
wouldn't be, like, at arm's reach.
Yeah, before let me just give it a few like tertiary swings. Does it feel good in the hand?
Yes.
Cool.
It's well balanced. It's a reasonably well made longsword. Sorry, arming sword. Arming sword and longsword are not exactly the same thing. They're close enough in D&D terms. It is. Your character has a longsword, yeah.
Yeah.
It is like a longsword is like a hand and a half. This is a strictly one-handed weapon.
Nice.
I guess in game terms, it would be a longsword that doesn't have the versatile property.
Seeing that it's at least a nicely made sword, I will put it within Umbra's saddle.
Okay.
Time to go, I guess. That was drawn out.
Okay. You pack up your gear and bundle everything up into your saddlebags, and lead the horses down along the trail. Whoever it. So, Alistair, I would like you to make a perception check.
Yeah, okay. Is it sight?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. 12.
You can see a faint light, as though a lantern, in the distance ahead of you, along the road.
There's that light again.
Oh.
Do we wish to follow?
Is it north?
Yes.
Then maybe? North is where we want to go, as
Yeah.
far as I can tell. I don't like this. Feels like we're being herded.
Oh well, Alistair's going.
I guess we're going.
Okay.
We're already going north, so screw it.
We will go back to the map screen then. So we've now established that the party is in fact here. So you ride north another 2 miles toward the windmill. Let's see. Now I need to go ahead and go back to this book. There it is. As you rejoin the road transitions from a winding path through the mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley... wait a minute. All right. Yeah, okay. This description's fine. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake. That would be Vallaki. Its water is dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare. The onion-domed edifice leans forward and to one side, as though trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interior. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. It hops about and squawks at you, seemingly agitated. Somebody make an insight check.
Anybody speak Raven?
Actually, yeah,
could.
Vesper make an insight check.
I can make an insight check.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could speak with animal. 16 for insight.
You get a distinct sense that the raven is trying to warn you away from this place.
Windmill's haunted. Let's go, guys.
Well, I
I
mean,
trust my feathered friend.
the deed to the windmill was from a murder house, so I'm good with that.
Are you actually going to use Speak with Animals?
Oh, I don't have it.
I trust my feathered friend. I will speak with him or her.
Okay. Let's see. The raven says to you, "There is a grave danger here. You should leave at once."
I relay those words back to you guys.
The raven squawks again and flies off into the distance.
Yeah, good enough for me.
To be quite fair, where in Barovia is there not grave danger?
Well, that is true, but this is the first time that a bird told us to leave.
You turn away, and when you come back to the crossroads, you happen upon an old woman pulling a cart. Someone who was around in the town of Barovia, make an insight check. I want to say Janora was the one who noticed this.
I think so.
Yeah.
Insight?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Nice.
You weren't sure at first, but as you look closer, you could swear this is the same woman you saw in the village of Barovia.
Okay.
She's a long way. carrying that cart.
I'll point that out to the others. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that old woman before. Back in the village.
She came all this way carrying that cart. What did you see her doing in the village?
That, as a player, I don't remember.
It was probably something mundane. Well, should we go talk to her? Since you recognized her, maybe that's your task. Or we don't have to. I just think it's odd that she's all the way out here.
Debating whether curiosity or paranoia wins.
Well, you're gonna have to decide soon because she's approaching the crossroads.
No, I don't think Denora would be the one to talk to. It's not someone she's necessarily interacted with previously. She's probably not gonna make the effort if she's suspicious. But if someone else wants to talk to her, she won't stop them.
Is someone else going to approach her? She's coming this way, so you would have to make an effort to avoid her if you wanted to.
All right, I'll say something to her. I'll just say, "Hey, where are you going?"
She smiles brightly as she approaches you. Oh, hello, dearie. I'm on my way back to my home. What a nice coincidence. I have a few left. Could I interest you in... She reaches into a cavernous pack loaded onto the wagon and pulls out a rather delicious-looking pastry. Could I interest you in a dream pie?
Dream pie. Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the voice that I've decided to do for this. Okay.
I'll look back. Anybody interested in a dream pie?
Only one Strahd mug.
Vesper says nothing, but she's just gonna glare at her.
When she notices you, Vesper, you could swear there's a moment of recognition, and then she bursts out laughing. She collects herself.
I appreciate the offer. I think we are well stocked with provisions right now. But where are you coming from? Where have you been?
Oh, I've just been in town selling my pastries. The townsfolk love them, so they do.
Well, I'm sure they do.
get enough of them. It's my best-selling product.
I see. Are you you said you were selling in town, or were you from Vallaki? Is that where you were from?
Oh no. Nobody lets us in that place.
Oh.
I was to the village. They like me there.
Oh, I see. So Vallaki's closed off?
They never let me in.
Oh,
She looks
I
sullen.
see. Well, that's unfortunate.
Something about solicitors.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very nice meeting you.
But I'm not a solicitor. I'm a salesman.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very nice meeting you. We have to be hurrying on our way. We've come a long way, and we're trying to reach our destination in good time, so I wish you luck.
Oh, where are you going?
Well, we're trying to go to Vallaki. We believe it's just down this road here north.
Oh, really? How interesting. Say, if you're tired, why don't you come and stay with me and my daughters for a little while? We can give you some of our beautiful pastries. Good prices. It's just up the road. She points toward the windmill.
I'm afraid that's out of our way, and we still have some daylight left. I think we are fit to continue, but I appreciate your generosity.
Oh, well, if you change your mind, you know where to find us. I'm not always at home, but I'm sure you could do business with my daughter Bella. She likes to handle things up front.
Okay. I will remember. Thank you.
All right then, dearie. Hope to see you again soon.
Likewise. Have a good, safe trip home.
She continues to pull her rickety cart off toward the windmill. As she leaves, she turns back toward Vesper and laughs maniacally again. And eventually, when she contains herself from her cackling, she continues along the way and finally ends up at the windmill, whereupon she leaves the cart at the door and then enters.
Do I recognize her?
No.
Okay, I trust. Yeah, nope. Nope.
You
nope.
have never seen this person before in your life.
Nope.
I take it you're not acquainted.
No.
That's probably for the best.
So time to keep going?
Yes, let's get away from the windmill. I don't like any of the signs we're seeing from that place.
Although I'll turn in and we would just roll up because we have the deed to the windmill, so we just like kick her out.
Hello, this is your immediate eviction notice.
That'd be hilarious.
You have 30 seconds. Time bomb set.
Poor old ladies. Somebody set us up the bomb.
Oh, all right. We're ready to proceed.
Yeah.
I must admit that old lady did pique my interest. If nothing, then the sheer, I don't even know the word to describe it, but just how she reacted to Vesper, for whatever reason.
Well, I don't pretend to know anything about how this land works, or the people that live here. Vesper seems to have no idea what the connection is. And based on what she was telling us, I don't think she claims to have been in the village of Barovia. It seems like she was coming from somewhere else. Or maybe I misunderstood.
No, she was coming from the village.
I see. Well, all the same, she
Could
came a
be
long
worth
way.
checking out. I just don't particularly trust her.
I trust the crow more than the old lady. That's just me.
What a wonderful world this is.
The talking crow that I don't even understand.
That you didn't talk to.
That might be close to one of the most edgelord things Kellen has said so far.
Well,
Maybe we can sell the deed to the windmill to her or something. If we do have it and she's living there.
Hello, I would like to sell you a deed to this place you already live in.
I
How
mean,
much are you willing to pay for the right to stay in the place you already are?
Rovey doesn't take kindly to squatters. Alright. Well, my character would prefer to move on, but if people want to check this out, I could get voted out, I guess. But I would be very put off by the vibe I was getting from both her and from the windmill itself.
I think Nora's with you for the most part, but she can also get behind what Alistair was saying, because it is interesting.
How much daylight do we have?
It's like late morning.
Oh, jeez.
It only took you like, how far was that? That was like 3-4 miles to get to the windmill from where you were. So that's probably like a couple hours, maybe. The terrain is somewhat treacherous and it's still wet from the previous night.
Yeah,
so
this would cost
if you
us...
left at like 8 o'clock in the morning, it's probably like 10 now.
Okay, that's barely any time. So this would, depending on how long we stay there, this would cost us quite a bit of time.
Judging by the map, it looks like you have... You have about 20 miles along the road to get to Vallaki, unless you cut through the woods.
Yeah, so we could get there by the end of the day if we're quick, or we can get close. But if we stay here, it definitely won't be until tomorrow.
If you increase the horses, or if you increase the pace on your horses, you could very easily make it. 20 miles by horse at a trot is not going to be that far. That would be like, what, 7 miles per hour or something like that? So you'd probably get there in about 3 hours. Although your horses would be exhausted if you did it.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
They wouldn't be happy about it, but they could probably do it. Paul Revere made it happen.
Well, if we go and investigate this, I'd like to try to get to Vallaki on the same day, but I just don't want to stay too long if we go check it out. So, who has the deed right now?
Vesper.
All right, what do you want to do, Vesper? You have the deed.
This is the part that I'm indecisive about. As a player character, I want to know what the heck is going on. But Vesper got warned by the Raven, and she wants nothing to do with that windmill.
Yeah. And I'm with you on it. It's a shame we don't have a fifth vote. I'm definitely on the side of moving on.
I mean, I suppose we could ask Irina her opinion. We are dragging her through all this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Does Irina have a preference?
She's playing it quiet.
Well, we are effectively asking the DM, which way do we go?
All right, so what are we doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? It'll be good to know.
I'm leading towards leave.
Alistair's definitely leaning towards investigate just because of what the bird said.
Yeah.
You make a good point
Because I
there.
think Janora's logic would be danger first, but if we leave it alone, then that could put other people in danger too.
Well, okay.
Okay. So,
So
investigate?
it sounds like we're like at a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, what would Oswin do?
Investigate. He's an investigator.
I mean I can't play for Oswin.
No, and I don't know.
And despite your best efforts, Irina is not a GNPC.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, no, that's fair, and that's not
Yeah.
more than what I meant. But I was like, we're dragging her around. She could have an opinion.
I think investigate.
Do you,
because
I mean,
as a
do you
player
ask
character-
Irina's opinion?
We did, but she never responded.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I was reading. I guess I missed it. Irina has a bad feeling about this place and would prefer to move on. But she would accompany you if you decided to explore this place anyway. If only out of self-protection. More safety in numbers. She doesn't like the look of this, though. Actually,
Alright,
she
excellent.
remarks, you know, I think I've seen that old woman at times in the town. We never managed to get a closer look at what she's been doing. But it can't be anything good.
Okay, so I had seen her before. I was right then.
You saw her too?
Well, we can go, but nobody eat pastries.
I would sooner eat
Agreed.
whatever it is Vesper gives us.
Yes. All right. Well, in the interest of not persisting on a split vote, because it was 2-2, now it's 3-3, assuming Osmond wants to go. So,
I make no assumption about Oswin.
just, I think we all assume he would want to go.
Okay. You are welcome to assume that.
So, and I think Alistair knows him better than the rest of us do. So, just in the interest of getting a decision made, I think I'm okay with agreeing to go. I'm just gonna be a tag along and not eat pastries.
Okay. So I guess somewhat begrudgingly, you ride back toward the windmill. Along the way, what is your passive perception?
Sorry, who are
Mine
you?
Whoever's
16.
leading, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I would not be leading though.
You want to do it then, Alistair?
Sure, I'll be leading the group. I was the one to first pipe up about wanting to go. For sight, my passive is 13, and then hearing or smell is 18.
Okay. So you notice that as you get closer to this place, the surrounding plants are a combination of weeds, dead grass, and trees that are dead or dying. Mushrooms seem to have found a home here in the dark dampness and decay. Meanwhile, from the trees, small stick effigies hang and blow in the wind. I am going to go ahead and blind you guys for a moment. That seems to have worked. There we are. Because this place does need Fog of War. Oh, what did I do with the revealer? Oh, did I accidentally delete both of them? Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to load one in from an earlier save. Oops. One sec. One of my saves is called Crack Broke Death House.
I'm glad to be immortalized. Immortalized? Immortalized? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just having a stroke, don't mind me.
Yes, you have all of a sudden become immoral. Good job.
Kid's waking up again.
Oh.
Versus.
He has been having this ear infection still.
Oh.
He's been waking up a lot. Alright, I'm gonna go try to get him relaxed. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yep.
Kellen didn't really want to be here to begin with, so maybe he's just, like, waiting with the horses or something. Okay.
Oh.
I presume you're able to see, the windmill, like, where it is, but not inside it at the moment? Is that right? And can you confirm that you're also not able to see, anything in this area?
Nope.
Okay,
It's
good.
all black.
Good, it worked. Perfect. Who did we decided Alistair was leading? Yeah?
Yes.
And Kellen, I guess, is behind here.
Right, he seems to have fallen back asleep, apparently.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's...
We'll see how long that lasts. He does not look to be in a comfortable position on this monitor.
Guy.
Ah, jeez. He's 8 months old, and he's already wearing 18-month clothes.
You big boy.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll wear an outfit like twice, and he's done with it.
It's the
Wow.
jeans.
I mean, that sounds like babies, but still.
It's crazy.
As you approach the windmill, you see that the old woman you met on the way in is already on her way out. She's pulling the cart again, and as she passes you, she gestures toward you. Oh, I'm so glad you changed your mind. I've got to go. I've got some more deliveries to make, but I'm sure my daughters would be happy to help you. So long.
I'll still give a little bow.
She pulls her cart past you.
How big is the cart?
The cart? Let's just assume it's the same size and shape as this one. Fairly large.
Doesn't it look like she's struggling to pull it at all? Like...
No.
Huh.
It appeared that, actually, I would like you to make an insight check.
A whole 12.
Okay. You note that the cart or you take a look at the cart on the way out, and you notice that, and you note that, the part of it that's closest to the handles has, like, that bag that she pulled the pastries out of, and on the back were some burlap sacks.
What was that last part of the description?
Burlap
Kind of like
sacks?
robot on my end.
Did you get it again?
Yeah, I just missed the last part. I caught that, like, the bag that she had the pastries in was near the front by the handles, right? But I didn't catch what was after that.
At the back of the cart are, like, a pile of burlap sacks.
Alright. Do we want to try like knocking on the door and actually potentially interacting with her daughter?
Okay, I'm just now getting a look at this map here.
Mhm.
So is the old lady gone now?
Yeah, she's
Is that
passed.
Oh. Okay.
Not passed isn't dead, but she left.
On the way out, she just heaved over.
Oh, Perk.
Yes.
When you reloaded the save, did it? I'm assuming you didn't keep the date.
I didn't reload the save.
Oh, okay.
I just added. I picked out this camera from the previous save and loaded it in.
Ah, okay, okay.
It's still the 28th.
Well, Vesper's just gonna cross her arm and go, I'm not doing it.
Does Alistair want to?
If no one else will.
I'm just the tag along for this.
I'll go with Alistair if he will.
Okay. So Alistair and Janora are going in, I guess. If the rest of you are just waiting outside, that's also okay. Or you could come along. Up to you. So, the door is not locked, and you push it open with a creak. You're surprised when you enter that it's actually not as miserable as you would have predicted from the exterior. As you enter the cluttered space, a warmth welcomes you, enveloping you in a comforting embrace. The room is filled with an aroma of sweet, fresh-baked pies, and your mouth begins to water. A large brick oven sits to one side of the room, casting an orange glow about the space. You can see several pies warming in the oven, their crusts golden brown and flaky. Surrounding the oven on some shelves are several jars of condiments and ingredients, along with some burlap sacks. The room is cluttered, but it has a homely feel. A middle-aged woman wearing a flower-covered apron notices you. She glances up from her work, a look of surprise on her face. Then she realizes who you are. Adventurers. She greets you warmly, her face breaking into a smile as she welcomes you to her kitchen. She is friendly and hospitable, happy to share her pies with you and offer a taste of her delicious creations. You feel at home instantly. Hello, friends. My name's Bella. Can I offer you a dream pie? My mother said you might be coming. Isn't she so nice?
Oh my gosh. Her figure's got horns.
I just took it's just a generic NPC, sorry.
I figured. I'm just...
I picked one at
It's
random
just
and relabeled
funny.
it.
She's got skulls around her waistband.
Yes, she's quite kind.
That was a poor choice of miniature, I'm sorry. Hang on a sec, I'll go get one that's not like that.
We instantly
No,
feel
this
at
is fine.
home
This is
with
how
this.
we all see it because we're all fucking paranoid.
Okay. If you want to picture it that way, fine. It's decidedly not how she looks. She looks like an entirely homely middle-aged woman, covered in flour. She offers you some of her wonderful pastries. As you come in and look around, she yells up to the second floor. Sister, we have guests! Someone upstairs yells back, Get to work, Mother will be back home soon. Meanwhile, Bella says to you, I hope you don't mind if I get back to work while we talk. There's so much to do. She goes back to work baking her pies.
No, not at all. My friend and I were simply curious. She believes she saw your mother at the village of Barovia. We unfortunately didn't catch her, but we were curious about your dream pastries. We'd heard a little bit from her before she left, but...
Oh, isn't Mother so nice? I'm happy you've met already. I'm sure whatever she said about our dream pastries, it wouldn't do them justice. You simply must try one. She goes over to one of the tables and pulls off a delicious-looking pastry. I've got a lot of work to do, but please, take one, on the house. She hands it to you.
Alistair will take it.
She smiles and looks at you expectantly.
I do apologize.
Meanwhile, you hear a squawking sound from outside.
Oh.
Ah.
The bird came back. He's like, you stupid idiots.
What the fuck you doing? I told you.
See, this was what I wanted to ask before I ate. My mother.
You can barely get your sentence out because the crow is squawking incessantly, and Bella shoos it away, lifts up a block of cheese and throws it out the window at the bird, and finally, in exasperation, she shutters the windows. Those pesky ravens! They try to eat the pies as they're cooling. It gets so hot in here without the windows.
Hopefully the crow leaves and you can get back to having a slightly cooler kitchen.
Yes, yes. Monstrous things, you know.
Yes, I
Disgusting
imagine.
creatures.
But yes, before I partake, my mother, unfortunately, was quite sickly when I was born, and that led me to having developed some allergies to certain foods. And I would love to taste it, but I would just like to make sure that there's nothing I could be allergic to in it before I ate, of course.
Oh, of course. No problem. They're made with... And then she lists off a bunch of ingredients. I don't actually know very much about baking myself, sorry. But there's, like, you know, there's butter and flour and sugar and, like, fruit, probably. Nothing she lists seems offensive to you.
Could I... Oh god, what's my character sheet doing? Could I attempt a insight check on what she's just rattled off to see if she's being truthful about the ingredients that she's added?
Whether she's lying or whether the ingredients make sense. Because because you're welcome to roll for that. Go ahead and roll for insight. But I would like Janora to make a chef's tools roll.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad you're here, Janora.
Gotta remember what to do for that.
Hey, my insight was a 14.
She doesn't seem to be lying to you.
Okay, well that's...
As she lists the ingredients, she points to several of them on the shelves, and you can see that they are what they seem to be. Like when she points to sugar, you can see a jar full of like nice white granulated sugar. When she concludes her lists of ingredients, she says, "And of course, some lovely herbs and spices. Family recipe. I'm afraid I can't give everything away. You understand.
Of course.
But I promise, nothing nasty. It's all lovely things.
I guess what would the
Sugar,
role be, 'cause I'm not
spice,
sure this isn't
everything lovely and nice."
Oh, of course. Out of character. Of course, yeah, sugar and spice, everything nice. Why wouldn't it be? Alright, Janora.
Janora, go ahead and make your roll.
I'm trying to figure out what the role would be.
Cooking, chef's utensils,
I don't know what skill check it is. I think we have a toolkit thing,
I
right?
have the thing in front of me, but I don't see anything for a specific role. I mean, there's a DC check for like spotting poison or something. But I don't know what the relevant role would be.
It seems like history is intelligence, medicine and survival are both wisdom. I'm gonna say it's a wisdom roll. Unless you're into, like, molecular gastronomy or something. If you're that kind of chef, then it's intelligence.
Fair
we
enough.
need to
So,
cook.
Wisdom. Am I adding my proficiency since I'm...
Yes.
Yeah, because you
You're
know how to
proficient
do
in,
that.
chef's kit. In chef's kit.
5, I think. Yep.
Alright, Chef Janora.
16.
It sounds good to you. All of those are very normal things that you would put in a pie.
Alright. I guess I'll just kind of whisper to Alistair, like, the ingredients sound normal.
Alistair's plan is kind of not working here. They seem to be upstanding chefs. This isn't what he expected. Well,
I mean, there's nothing stopping you from lying. You just have to pass the check, probably.
I'm trying to think of what he would do here, because he definitely doesn't want to eat the thing.
But why not? It's so delicious.
Yeah, I'm sure the old woman living in a beaten up windmill making quote-unquote dream pastry.
The fact that it's such a stark difference on the interior versus the exterior makes me concerned.
Indeed. Could I attempt a sleight of hand check to pretend to eat the pastry?
How are you doing that?
Um,
Are you just gonna, like, hold it up to your mouth and make munching noises?
Just smear it on your face.
Oh, man.
like, he'll take a bite out of it, but, like, you know in that one SpongeBob episode where he hides the pickles under his tongue?
So you're gonna bite it, but, like, not chew it or swallow it?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Woohoo!
sleight of mouth, as it were.
Do I have No, I put stealth, not sleight.
This is a very interesting check. Pretend to eat a
Fuck!
pie.
Ah!
That was fantastic. Thank you, dice.
Oh no.
I accidentally swallow it.
You bite a piece off, and to your astonishment, it is absolutely delicious, and you can't help but taking a nibble and actually swallowing it. It tastes really, really good. Like, really good. You want more?
Nothing in Barovia tastes this good. Alistair, remember that.
I will give my compliments. Although I must admit, the name Dream Pastries invokes something. Not to be rude, of course, these are grand pastries, but I expected something more, if that's understandable.
She smiles and winks at you. I'm so glad you like it. But, of course, for full effect, you'll have to eat it all, you know? Good children have to clear their plate.
Yeah, that was.
Why don't you take that with you? If you'd like some more, we have some here and you can have them for, what is it again? You hear from upstairs. 1 Strahd mark. 1 Strahd mark.
Well, thank you. And he will just kind of awkwardly turn around, walk back to the rest of the group because he doesn't really know what to do at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with him.
Hope you come again. Thanks for stopping by. If you see my mother, tell her we said hello.
Of course, we will do so.
As you leave, by the way, stepping through the door, an entire flock of ravens is standing on the ground nearby, looking at you expectantly. And upon your leaving, they caw at you, and the entire flock flies off.
They seem friendly.
Made some friends today, have we?
I don't trust them nearly as far as any of the party could throw them. But I must
Especially
Yeah,
admit,
something's definitely not right here.
though, as much as I hate to say so, it seems on the up and up. The pastry tastes honestly immaculate, and other than the stark contrast between the disheveled watchtower and the fairly well-kept insides, well, and of course the ravens telling us not to go anywhere near them.
Alistair, you
Jesus,
really
that
want
much
more
for
of that.
a
Like,
pastry.
it's taking every ounce of your willpower not to immediately eat the rest of that pastry.
Can I take
Do
the
I
pastry
notice?
away from him?
Can we take the pastry?
Sure, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh boy, alright.
Presuming that
let's
it's
go.
still, like, visibly on his person and not, like, in his pack.
Yeah, no,
I'm
would
assuming
not
he was
have.
just like carrying it out in his hand. As he was
Yeah, I would not have thought to put it back yet, especially if I'm that close to just shoving the whole thing in my mouth.
No, Vesper.
Yeah,
no sleight of
let's,
hand. No, Vesper is going to knock that thing out of his hands and step on it.
What?
Well, I already took it away from him because that's a 21.
Okay.
Okay,
fine.
so that roll happened, so what
Okay, fine.
what Genora wanted to happen is what happened.
Yes, Janora was faster.
Yeah. So Genora, in catching up to you, snatches the pastry out of your hands. You feel incensed, and you're not quite sure why.
Oh dear. This is great. I'm glad I didn't go in there.
Saddened that you did that, but understandable, I suppose.
I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure they're doing something to this. It's not the ingredients, but the way she said you have to eat all of it, I don't trust that.
It was still good, though.
Vesper, can you tell if there's any like weird magic stuff on this?
Yeah, I could do that. And we'll do an Arcana check.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oh yeah.
I'm being suspicious for nothing.
It's a pastry.
Obviously, I'm way too cynical to believe this is real. Can I detect magic on the pie?
Sure. You can use detect magic. And what you would detect, I guess, is gosh, which school would it be? I don't know magic well enough.
We have indeed detected something.
It is magical. In the manner of like a potion or something.
Right.
No, that's the wrong book. This is the right book.
Alchemy. Happy late 420, Alistair.
It's a dream pastry, so I guess she'll hallucinate.
Oh yeah, definitely. Enchantment.
Okay, so obviously the party is seeing me do some motions and vocals or whatever's required for this. And
is that how it works for you? You're if you want your character to be subtler than that, you're welcome to have it be.
Oh, I have no idea. It says V and S, which...
It means you have to say something and make a motion, but it's up to you what you say and what that motion is.
Oh.
Right. Like, I'm picturing... A lot of what the Ranger does in D&D is just straight up things that Aragorn does. So, like, when he's using magic, it's very subtle. And if you want, you could be that subtle. Or it could be, like, as like, loud and boisterous as it is for, like, a typical, like, Merlin-type wizard. And you can be anywhere on the spectrum between Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter with this, if you want.
Okay. Well, I see. I'm just gonna say that it's obvious enough for them to see that I'm inspecting it, and just say, well, there is a spell put on this pie. It has been under some enchantment. If that means anything to you. I don't know of what kind, but it's not just the food and the ingredients.
I'm assuming.
And with that, I am
Jinora isn't still
absolutely
here.
tossing the pastry to the ground.
Okay, you toss the pastry to the ground.
Happy birthday to the ground!
I step on it.
I threw the rest of the cake too!
Okay, so now the question is, why are they enchanting people with food?
Well, that's the question of the hour. I mean, did we see any of these things in Barovia, the village? Any of these pastries being consumed or sold anywhere? So I don't recall that. I don't recall there being these divine...
I don't think so.
mouth-watering pastries there.
You didn't see them on sale anywhere in town, but you also, Janora, you didn't get a good look of what that woman was doing
Yeah.
when you were in town.
I just saw her.
You saw that she was there and interacting in some sort of unspecified way with another person, but you couldn't tell what it was. You chose not to pursue it.
Well, I don't like leaving it be and potentially letting more people get caught up in whatever this is, but I don't know how we can approach this.
Well, now we know the source of the problem, so...
We could set the windmill on fire.
Ah, yes, classic.
Ah, yes, arson.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, Vesper, unless your ravens have other ideas on what to do with this, this might be just something good for us to remember, and if we come across more information about it, maybe we can come back and do something about it, but right now, I don't know, like, I don't even know where these are being taken or sold or distributed.
Hmm.
So, I guess you guys are leaving, or are you staying and doing something?
I think I've seen enough, unless somebody else wants to eat the pie.
Did
Well,
all
it's on the
the
ground
birds-
now.
Did
I
all the
stepped on
birds
it.
that were judging us leave?
Yeah, the birds are all gone.
Yes.
And they're not eating the pie that we threw on the ground.
They were already flown away by the time you tossed it out. But they've not come back for it.
Right. If they really wanted it as the cook claims, they would have come for it. So, more lies.
Well, I mean, arson is a solid backup plan.
As Janora said, I'm not content leaving this lie.
What do you think should be done?
The only thing that concerns me right now is this Mill's connection to the murder house earlier. That family obviously had ties to this place, given their heraldry, their diaries, and everything. And if these people are in league with them, enchanting pastries like this, selling them to the masses,
Could it be the way they recruit more cultists? Indoctrinate them?
Possible.
it's entirely possible. I mean, it was a very good pastry, I must admit.
You don't have any sudden urge to kill anybody, or...
More so than normal?
No? Okay. I would not recommend you eat it while you are a werewolf.
We don't know what's upstairs, only that there's someone else up there.
Well, I don't know what could be done. I mean, it's clear
There's
nothing
always the
good is...
direct approach, but I don't know how well calling them out would go over.
Well, if someone wishes to provide a distraction, I could potentially sneak around and see what I can find out inside. Janor is right, we haven't seen the further stairs. In stories, I mean.
That could work.
Distraction. What would make them come out?
As much as I hate to admit it, Vesper's arson plan could very well be a good distraction.
Oh, just arson.
Well, I see there's a cart right here full of what looks to be hay. Oh no, that's just
God, are you really? Okay.
I'm just saying, if there's a fire, there's certainly going to come and investigate, leaving the
Jesus
house
Christ.
unattended.
We don't necessarily have to set the building on fire, just especially since you're going to be going inside the building.
No, of course not. I point to the wagon right there.
Okay, so we light the wagon on fire and hope they come out and take a look at it.
But how do we hide the horses?
We could
Well.
get Arena and Oswin to go further back as they were before.
So, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Or
I am really tired. Can we...
Understand.
Do you guys have to do this?
We can end the session now and
I'd
figure
like
out
to,
later.
I'd like
Yeah.
to maybe end the session now, and we'll figure
That's
this out
fine.
another time.
We can pick up right here later.
This is a degree of apparently necessary improvisation that I am not prepared for right now. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
you
if you guys want to do that, we're gonna have to do it next week, okay?
That's fine.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm excited now.
Woohoo, arson.
Also,
I won't
can
be
you?
here next week.
Also, by the way, can you not, please?
Oh,
I'm not gonna stop you. Like, if you really want to do it, you can. But like, maybe that's not such a good idea. You sure you want to do that?
I mean, we're just saying it's one way we could distract them, all right?
I've given you a lot of warnings, you know, like a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night now because if I don't, I'm probably gonna fall asleep in my chair. So,
All right.
bye. I'll see you guys next week.
Good night,
hope you had fun. I sure did until like the last 10 minutes when I was like seconds from sleep. Bye, everybody.
All right, take care.
Good night, guys.